Me. Let's see how you're working. Let me see. All right, let's see if he's working. Hey, how's it going, Steve? How everybody doing? So what I'm doing right now, I'm testing out the Starlink to see how the connection is, the live stream. I just got the service activated about 2 weeks ago, and I'm actually logging in on a different YouTube channel or a different YouTube just to see what it's looking like. So that's why I'm not facing the camera right now. Just want to see how it's working. Where you coming in from, Steve? Where you coming? Okay, it's looking good. I think I'm having a little delay just because I'm on the same network. Well, as you come in, let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know if you're in Zambia, US, UK. Let me know where you're coming from. I'm in Zambia, in the city of Lusaka. Okay, that was just dumb. Oh, Nevada. That's my favorite state, man. Sedona, no, not Nevada. Nevada is like my fourth favorite. Arizona is my favorite. Sedona, Arizona. I actually had wanted to buy a house there before I had left the US 10 years ago. But I do love going to Vegas a lot because I don't gamble or drink. So usually I go to Vegas and just go to the those little timeshare conventions. Hey, how's it going, Daniel? So I'll be going to the timeshare conventions. Oops, that didn't work. Oh, it's not TikTok. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Dang it. I did not mean to do that. Hey, I'm sorry, Daniel. My apologies, Daniel. That was an accident. If you come back, just let me know. I'm sitting here touching the wrong button, think I'm back on TikTok. As an American, you can get a 90-day tourist visa here. The SADC region, let me see here, South Africa, Botswana, those three countries, you get a 90-day tourist visa on arrival. You have to be, they've just changed it. I think now it's 55 years or older. Okay. Oh, glad to hear that. Where you coming from, Daniel? Okay, are you near Reno? I used to have a friend in the military. His wife worked for the rail station in Reno. I think I'm one of the few people that really like Las Vegas because every time I go, I may spend $200 in a week or something because I go with I schedule out which days I'm gonna go to the timeshare conventions, get all the freebies they give to you. Then usually I'm just going to like seminars and things like that, or just going around trying food. Vegas have the best food in the world. I love that place. What do I hear? Sound like somebody in the gate. Oh, okay. I have my Starlink out there, so that's why I keep looking around. Because every time I hear somebody, I don't want to take the chance of somebody stealing it. Because cloud coverage is real bad right now. Hey, how you doing, Toella? Because the cloud coverage bad, so like the reception isn't as good as it normally is, and I can usually just keep it here by the window. Yes, so what I did, Toella, I have the Starlink Mini, so you don't necessarily have to install it on the house. Um, like I was just saying, usually I keep it inside the house by the window, and I just have it on a box that I orientated, and it'll usually get good signal. But with the cloud coverage right now, it's messing up. So I had to put it outside, but it's literally just sitting in my yard on the ground. I've just been too lazy to go to town to go pick up the pole to put it on a pole. But the only thing I don't like with it is the the cable. So they just give you the Type D cable, which goes into the outlet. They have a Type C out cable, but I haven't found it here yet. I'm probably gonna have to order it from AliExpress, um, because then I can just run it through, those little vent holes in the wall, and then run it through there, and then just have it going into a Type C slot, which would be a lot easier. I haven't heard of that area. Okay, 60. Okay, 60 miles from Vegas. I've never driven out of Vegas. The furthest I went was the Grand Canyon. I didn't go any further than that. I know you're welcome to Wella. Anytime, anytime. No, I actually bought it out of East Park. I got mine from East Park because when I bought it, they had it on sale for 6,500 kwacha. So I bought it, and then I just been sitting on it for like 4 months until Starlink start letting you register on the network. They just started back letting people register this month, and so I just hurry up and hop on. I have the residential light plan, which is 800 kwacha a month, and it's been working great. Like I haven't even switched back to my Airtel. I actually put my Airtel up in the closet. I don't even want it anymore because the network here in Ibex Meanwood is horrible with Airtel. But with this one, as long as there's electricity, it's been working good. I will say this: if you do use power stations, the portable ones, it does draw a lot of power out of them. My 600 watt, which should last about 8 hours, it can probably do anywhere from 4 to 6 hours on the start with the Starlink hooked up. But in the initial hour, it draws a lot of power once you first put it in, when it's syncing to the satellite. So that is a headache. The next thing I need to do is, yes, it's the Elon Musk Starlink. It's the Starlink Mini, the small one, because it's a lot cheaper than the big one. And the big one, you need to have the router with it, whereas this one, the router is built in. So there's no extra devices or anything. And then with this one too, like I was just at the resort this past weekend. This weekend, I'm sorry. And I took it with me. It worked perfect. So you can use this one. And this is why I got the Mini for traveling. You can use it for up to 90 days outside of your residential if you're traveling around places. So the next thing I want to test it on is when I go back to Chassefu and see how does it work in the village. Because if this works good in the village, this is gonna be a game changer. Especially once I get my car and I'm starting to drive around. I'll just go ahead and order the things from AliExpress to where I can stick it to the back window of the car and just have internet while I'm driving in the car. And I'm shocked with it. I don't know if you know, Steve, China's actually coming out with their version of Starlink. I'm hoping they drop it in Africa first, because if so, they're supposed to be better than Elon Musk Starlink. And then I want to do a side-by-side comparison with them to see which one is really superior. Oh, there you go. If I bought a Starlink in the US, would it work where you are? Yes. Yes. So a buddy of mine, he ordered his here from the United States. They shipped it directly here. I think he said he got it in 1 week, and he haven't had any problems. He gets up to about he was even able to get onto the satellite service before me, like 2 months before me, because he ordered his from the United States. I think the only place you may have problems with it is South Africa, because I think they ended up banning Starlink or something. There's something there. But for whatever reason, South Africans don't like Elon Musk that much. I don't personally understand it. So they ended up banning it there, which I think is foolish. But South Africa have pretty great internet service, so they're not missing much there. But for a place like here in Zambia where internet is not that great, depending on the location you're at, Starlink works well. I was literally talking to someone today, and I was like, man, I hope they create like a Starlink pocket, like one that's maybe like the size of my hand that you can just walk around with. Or if they hurry up and start releasing the satellite phones, they're supposed to automatically be equipped with Starlink. Hey, how you doing, Amanda? Yeah, I haven't been on live much, and I apologize. I've been meaning to do it, but internet been horrible, man. This internet has been horrible. Like yesterday, because I couldn't get the Starlink working that well because of the cloud coverage, and I didn't want to take it outside. I was trying to use my Airtel Pocket. I didn't have any service until this morning, like around 10 o'clock. And then sometimes when I do have the Airtel service, it's just not a strong enough equipment to do a live stream like this. It'll get too choppy. You know what's funny, Steve? Zambia is a very underrated country. Like people don't really know much about it. It's a very peaceful country. This is what I love about it. Very law-abiding country. Now it does have its own issues, like every other country. But like as a foreigner coming here, you're not going to have much issues. It's not like people are going to be harassing you. There's not much gun violence here. If something like that do happen, usually within a week or two, they catch the people that are involved. And if someone commits some kind of heinous crime of unaliving somebody or something, you don't really hear about large numbers of that. I'm not saying those things don't happen here and there in related events, but it's nothing like the US, man. Like Zambia is a really peaceful country. If I would have known about Zambia 10 years ago when I first left the US, I would have came straight here. But I don't know anybody talking about it. Even when I found out about Zambia, researching it, I ran into a UK forum where people were talking about it. Elon was born in South Africa as a kid. They went to the same school as him. It sounded like they bullied him a lot. So I could see why Elon don't really like South Africa. But no one really gave me a reason of why they don't like him. Like, I don't know him personally. I don't think he's a bad person. Some of his stuff is questionable. Like I'm not a big fan of the Neuralink stuff, things like that. I just think some things technology I don't want people messing around with my brain. But outside of that, I think he's really trying to be innovative and do things better. But I don't understand why South Africans don't really care for him. Oh, I appreciate that, Amanda. I really do. Where you coming in from, Amanda? I have to apologize. I've been behind on content. I literally just found like 5 videos that I had recorded, and I never did post them. Because so what I do, this is what I do a lot. I don't know, you don't see it, so I let you see it. Some days I'll just spend the whole day just recording different videos. I have it's like this notebook here. Let me see where. It's like I have a lot of pages of just different notes and scripts, things that I talk about. Some of them are dealing with training. It could be things that I'm going through in the country, things that I'm figuring out on the ground. And so I just write them down. And then some days I'll just spend a whole day just recording. But what I do, I just change clothes every time I record a video. Like sometimes I'll record, let's say like today I did 2 videos with this shirt on. But the way I schedule the videos, you won't know, because I may have this video coming this week and the next video next week. So there's plenty of times where I just pre-record a lot of videos, and I ended up leaving 5 on private or unlisted, and I didn't realize it until I was searching through the thing. But I appreciate you watching, but like I'm trying to get back ahead of content. I usually like to be 3 to 4 weeks ahead on content, like have it scheduled out. Because that way, if I want to travel somewhere or take time doing other content, it gives me the opportunity to do it and try to make sure I do it correctly. Because like the other thing you don't see is like there's a lot of content that I film, I just never release it. I have SD cards. I think I have about 3 to 5 terabytes of SD cards, micro SD cards, that I'm just sitting on information. 1 terabyte I know I had to throw out because the SD card got corrupted from the heat. And so I'm literally just sitting there. I need to actually go on the computer tomorrow, because I don't think I'm gonna do it today, and download all the stuff off my GoPro. Even here, like, I don't know if you know, but these glasses here, these are the Ray-Ban Metas. So you can see the camera there. And so even with these, I'll be filming. And I ended up getting these because it's an easy way to film whenever I go to town, and I can just show you different things. Like you see, like, oh, this is what it looks like walking in town. These are places where I go buy stuff that's cheaper than going to the regular store in the malls. And so I've been working on that type of stuff, getting new ways to be able to film content to where, because if you walk around with a camera, people are people. I don't know why people think a camera, someone's recording them. But like what they don't understand is like there's so many places here people just don't know exist. Even some locals never go there. And if no one's recording it, no one's going to know about it. Like I was at Lusaka Legacy Resort, and a Zambian commented and said, man, I live in Lusaka and I never even knew that place existed. And I'm like, how's this possible? But it goes to, there's not much marketing here. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah, Zambia is developed. It's a developing country, and it's getting even more developed. Oh, England. Which part of England are you in? I need to get back to the UK because I miss Broadway musicals. Like, I'm a big Broadway musical guy. I used to have season passes and stuff. And when I was in London, I loved going to the musicals, the magic shows. I had a blast out there. I try to tell, come on, bro. Yeah, Starlink works. I think they say Starlink works in about 90% of the places in the world. I think the only places you may have problems, like South Africa is the only big place you would have a problem. But Sudan, and I think that's north and south, and the Congo. Yeah, I think that's mainly just because those regions are under war. So they may be having like jammers and things like that that could interfere with the satellite, communications. But Tanzania, it'll work good there. I know people there with Starlink also. But Steve, what was your impression of Tanzania? When I went there, I went to Dar es Salaam, but people keep telling people my biggest issue with Tanzania was I didn't realize English was not widely spoken there. But people who were living there, they keep telling me, but I guess they were in Zanzibar. They're like, no, people speak a lot of English. And I'm like, where did you stay? Where were you living? Because I was in a nice area. I was right by the beach. Even when I was trying to speak to business owners, it was like very nice people, but the English barrier was hard. And for me, I'm one of those, I don't like speaking broken English. And so it's like, oh, I'm like, if I go back to Tanzania, I have to learn Swahili because I'm one of those, like, I kind of shut down when I can't speak clearly or speak fluently, because then I start feeling like I'm sounding dumb or I'm stupid. And so I'll shut down. And so it just really was a place for me, after coming from Rwanda, Botswana, South Africa, and Zambia, and also knowing a bunch of people from Zimbabwe. I'm just used to everyone speaking English. And so going there, it was like, whoa, it felt like I'm back in Colombia. And so that was my biggest issue with Tanzania, was just the language barrier. Okay, Yorkshire. I don't think I made it to Yorkshire when I was there. I rode the train to different places, but I don't think I went to Yorkshire. I want to go back to England just to see other areas, get to talk to people. Like when I was in London, at least I'm saying London, the only thing I didn't like was the violence that was going on in the Muslim populations. But the people was really nice to me. I got along really well with people. It was a nice place. Great food. I actually liked the weather. Yeah, it's a little kind of depressing weather, but it was just nice and cool. As someone who always like, I'm a heavy sweater in the summertime, so like I really did enjoy the weather there. Yeah, the Apple glasses, did they discontinue those? Or I don't know if I just don't see them because I'm in Zambia, but I haven't seen the Apple glasses at all. Even these, I had to order from the US to get here. And then I had to go back and learn how to hack it to get it to work to about 75% of the capabilities. Only thing that I'm trying to teach the AI on this is if it can start picking up some of the languages and dialects here, that will be a game changer. The first AI that can start interpreting and learning African languages, it will be a game changer, because there's like 72 languages here. It is no way to learn all those languages. It's crazy. Yeah, the language barrier is frustrating at times. Like, so this is what frustrated me the most with the language barrier. Like, I was just trying to order some beans. I was like, can I get some beans? And then she was speaking Swahili, but I could tell she was confused, which got me confused. And then I was like, okay, what is another word I can use for beans? Mine revert back to Spanish, because I living in Spanish countries. And so I was like, oh, frijoles. Boom. You could see the explosion in her mind. Like, what did he say? It took like 20 minutes just to get an order of beans. And then I'm sitting there, my network at the time wasn't working that good. So I'm trying to figure out how to say beans in Swahili. My Google Translator, which supposed to have been able to work without internet, wasn't working. It was a headache. It was a headache. I was like, man, let me go home, eat these beans, and I'm not leaving my room again for the rest of the day. Power outages in Zambia, no, they are not improving. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it's going to improve until next year around election. Like, if you were moving to Zambia, if you have a family, I would suggest to you find a place with backup. It's going to be more expensive. But if you're a solo male or solo woman travel, even with a woman, I would suggest having backup. As long as you don't have no severe medical issues or in dire necessity of electricity 24/7, like my place, I think the power will probably go out here. Let me see, what time is it? From other phone. Oh, here you go. Power will probably go out here in the next 3 hours, probably around 1900. And then it'll come back tomorrow around noon. But like I have 2 power stations, portable power stations that I use. And with that, I'll just hook my Starlink up to it. So I still have internet through the night up until I go to sleep. Then once I go to sleep, I'll just unplug it and then wait till I wake up in the morning. So the power issues isn't that huge of a problem. It's annoying. Don't get me wrong. It's very annoying. But it's just one of those things. Just remember, there's no utopia. So like what I'm giving up for power here, I would be giving up for safety in other countries. Yes, you do see a fluctuation of the US dollar here. However, I did a lot of investing while the currency was still high, and the dollar's going to rebound. Like it isn't going to stay this way. And even with this currency manipulation that's going on, to be honest, Zambia is going through a recession into a depression right now. If you analyze their market, they may not call it that or do that, but that's what it is in Western terms. They're going through a recession into a depression, which is where their economy is. So what I did ahead of time, I saved dollars into Kwacha, their currency. And so that way I keep that in my Zambian bank account. And so even with the US dollar lowering, it just means my Kwacha in my Zambian bank account just went up, if that makes sense. So like that's one of the things about being an expat, you have to start taking into consideration currency inflation and when to take out of your dollars and to put it into Kwacha and vice versa. Well, actually, there's no vice versa. You'll never turn Kwacha into dollars. You're going to always lose money. So like I do a lot of saving into Kwacha, and plus I put a lot of money into assets, which is such as land. And so those things that are protecting me from the devaluation of the dollar for right now. But other than that, Trump's policies, you don't feel them here in the southern region, at least. Maybe in SA because of whatever little tensions they have between the governments. Zambia and the US is a very friendly working government. That's why it was funny to me when people were like, oh, the US is doing a travel ban on Zambia. They're not doing a travel ban. If you look at the travel advisory for Zambia, Zambia is a 1, which is the safest you can go to. I don't even think the US is considered a 1. In most countries' travel advisor, I think there are 2. So Zambia is one of the safest countries in the world to visit. It's up there with New Zealand, the Vatican, places such as that. Things are more expensive for the locals, yes. However, for me, and mind you, I've been doing this for 10 years now, Damien. So one thing I learned from Panama and even Colombia is you need to have a set number in your mind to make sure the currency doesn't deflate to that number. So like I have a number, if $1 US becomes 10 Kwacha, then I'm out of the country because then I'm losing too much money. That's when I'm starting to lose money. Right now, I'll give you the exact currency conversion. Let me see. Right now, $1 US is 2.97 Kwacha, or it's going to go back up to 23 by tonight or tomorrow morning. So like I'm well over that number. When I first got here, it was at $1 US was 28 Kwacha. So a lot of the things, the land and things like that I was purchasing, I bought it at a discount. And so that's one of the things you just have to learn how to start doing once you become an expat, or if you decide to fully leave your home country and go to another country. You do have to learn how to play with the currency. as far as when to invest, when to pull out of dollars, pull it into something else, because it can get expensive. And that is one of the things that do stop people, like especially when people are coming with their life savings and they don't have income coming in every month. They can end up over exchanging too much currency. And then when the power of one of those currencies deflate too much, it puts them in a place to where now they're pretty much broke. I saw that a lot in Colombia, actually, when the peso was real low to the dollar. A lot of people just pulled out a lot of US dollars into pesos, and they didn't have a place to park it. They couldn't put it into an asset, a building or something that's going to make more money or at least retain its value. And so then when the dollar climbed back up, they were kind of hurting, because then it was like, oh, I'm just spending this money. And it wasn't making more money for them. But great question about the currency. I don't think a lot of people think about that. But the USD, I have a prediction that by September, October, the USD should jump back up. I really think. Oh, sorry. I thought I saw somebody inside the yard. I really think the USD by September, October, it should jump back up to where one USD, maybe even up to 30 kwacha. And that's just because when your country is not stable in electricity, it destabilizes your entrepreneur sector and also your big business sector, because now those businesses are losing money because they have to invest in alternative energy sources. And so with doing it, that costs money. That's one of the things I don't think some governments are, oh, that's what it is. That's one of the things I don't think some of the governments around the continent are looking into, is like, the more destabilized your electricity is, the more you're actually pushing your country into a deeper recession or depression. And there's ways that I monitor that based off like the price of the milli meal, which is one of their staples here. If you just look and see how much it increases, then you'll start seeing like, oh, okay, this is how it's impacting the locals. And that's how you got to figure that out. No, the power stations I bought locally. So here there's a lot of Chinese businesses, malls, and they ship a lot of things from China. So I ended up getting it from a China mall. I think my 600 watt, I think I paid at the time 6,000, let's say 7,000 kwacha. That was probably like $215 at the time. And the other one was a 300 watt for like 4,500 or 5,000 kwacha. And at that time, it was like 183 bucks. And so I just go between those two. And then with my 300 watt, I use that as a flashlight, like in my room or something. I'll just set it up, cut it on, and just put the flashlight on that's on the box. And so that just gives me enough lighting for the night. But I will say this also, gas went down a little bit, petrol. I think a few months ago, it was like 32 kwacha a liter, which is expensive. But now it's about 28 kwacha a liter, still expensive compared to US because we pay by the gallon. But it is slowly going down, which is something really good. But I do think they need to start looking into alternative fuel sources here, either using ethanol as a not a replacement, but you know how we do in the US where we do an ethanol mix with the gasoline. They need to do something like that, or they need to look into a complete biodiesel system here and just using, because they're like here they grow soybeans, groundnuts, which is peanuts, sunflowers. What was the other oil one? I can't remember right offhand. But between those three, that's enough to produce enough alternative fuel for biodiesel engines. And that would really help bring costs down. Where are you at, Damien? Because as far as the quality of life, it really depends on what you do. Um, I'll say this, like if you're a big nightlife person, clubber, things of that nature, you're not going to get that level of quality life here. You're just never going to get it. The culture doesn't value those things. So like it's not a culture here that's about partying, clubbing. Even eating out is more of a luxury here. It's more of a close family unit, in my opinion. Because like you're going to be more home cooked meals, things of that nature. That's the way most other people eat here. They cook every day. But to be honest with you, I don't know if it's because I've just been gone for 10 years and from traveling from country to country and experiencing different cultures, it just changed what I consider a quality of life. But I still have a hot shower every day. I have my hot bath. I have my tea every morning, even if I got to go light my brazier outside with some charcoal. It just reminds me of grilling back in Texas. So it's not much that's going to really change your quality of life here. From the power situation isn't as bad as it comes off. Even as I explain it, it's bad, but it's not as bad. There's alternatives. And what I mean by alternatives, like once I finish building my house on my property, I'm just going to be completely on a solar grid. So it's cheaper to do solar here if you're building your own place. The only reason I don't do it is because I'm renting. And just from what I've seen from a lot of landlords here, if you improvise someone else's property, they're going to give you hell trying to take your stuff off. So it's just not even worth the argument or getting into it or anything like that. Let me see. I love the video you did on tiny homes. Makes for because what I've observed, some investors overinvest on one property. Yes, Amanda, that is the problem. Even Zambians are doing it. Everyone is building on the Western standard. And when I say Western standard, all that means is multifamily home. And even here in Zambia, because of the economy, people can't be having large families anymore. Like it just doesn't dictate anymore. Where, Millie Meal, which is their staple, used to be like 100 kwacha. It's now 330 kwacha or something. That's a big increase. That's a 3 times increase for the local earners. It may not affect me, but remember, I'm not coming with local currency. I'm coming with outside currency that's getting multiplied by 22 every time now. So like, I don't feel that impact, but you have to understand the locals feel that impact. And so because everyone's building on that standard that, we're not having families of 7, 8, 9 people anymore. And you're building those type of houses to accommodate a huge family. And everyone in the world is doing it. Kind of like I've been analyzing the US housing market for the last 5 years. And I do a lot of trainings with Grant Cardone and just understanding what he's doing. And so instead of building apartment homes here, which is a huge investment, I realize it's about the number of doors. It's the same concept. At the end of the day, it's just a bunch of tiny homes. Some 1 bedroom, some 2 bedroom, and maybe the few exceptional 3 bedrooms, but they're still tiny homes. And so by building tiny homes here and putting them at an affordable rate where the locals can afford it, like you're putting yourself at an advantage because now at least 80% of the people in the country can afford their housing. Whereas if I build a big 3, 4 bedroom house and then I need to be able to recoup a return of interest to be getting, 10 to 20,000 kwacha a month, that's out of the threshold for the average person. So like you're never going to make your money back. But in a tiny home, you should be in the black within 1.5 to 2 years. And that's why I shared that. I want people to understand, like, there's a thought pattern behind it. It's not like, because the tiny homes are self-sufficient. It's still about business. And like, I want people to understand, like, come to the continent to make money. Money is something that we all need to survive. So definitely come to the continent to make money. Okay, Damien said, currently in the Philippines, he was in Brazil, Cambodia, and Morocco. And like, okay, you was in the military too. So I think you will be able to make it here. Because your quality of life really won't be that bad. And you will get used to the outages of electricity, or you will just pay for the little areas around it, like the power stations, gen sets, or even going completely solar. Like even right now, if I wanted to, if I went and invested about 2,000 USD, I could have this complete house fully solar backup, lithium batteries, and I would never have a power issue again. But just because it's not my house, I'm not putting money into building someone else's property. And also, I'm not in a rush building my tiny home because I have other projects going right now. And so I'm doing those first. That'll be creating more quattro generating revenue. And then I'll be focused on my personal project. 90s nostalgia. Yes, I'm still in Zambia. I'm not leaving, man. I might go September or October to South Africa, but I'm not even sure yet on that. It just depends on if I decide to go or not, or if I decide to go ahead and throw up this shop on this other piece of land I own. I think in Africa, when you have your monies in order, you good. Your quality. Yes, that's true, Amanda. In Africa, if you know how to budget and you have your money in order, you will be good to go. Like I'll tell you personally, if you're coming to the southern region with 3,000 to 4,000 USD a month, you're living a great life. You're not missing out on anything. Like if I want to go to the movies every day, I can. If I wanted to go on dates every week, I could. There's not much quality life I'm missing on. Even with my budget just for transportation moving around, it's way higher than back in the United States. It's actually cheaper for me to buy a car and start driving myself than actually using private drivers like I do sometimes. Once they quality, like my big thing is access to certain amenities and the quality of products, especially food items and grocery stores. Your food items here, this is some of the freshest food you're going to find. The biggest downfall here when it comes to foods and grocery stores is you don't have the variety of fruits. There's a lot of fruits that grow here, but you don't have the variety in grocery stores. This is still more of a farming community. So like if you go to local markets and you're comfortable with things like that, you're not going to be missing on food. I go grocery shopping maybe every 2 or 3 days. Even with the power outages, it's not that bad. Especially right now with it being wintertime here. Summertime is a little bit of a different story. Like in summertime, if the power outage is bad, I may go every 2 days. So that way I'm not getting a lot of food going bad. But outside of that, you're not into issues. And mind you, I'm a plant-based / vegan. So if you eat regular food, meat and all of that, your quality of life is going to be better. Everyone tells me the beef here is the best beef they ate in the world. A buddy of mine, I wish he was on there. A buddy of mine, him and his family came. They were eating beef like crazy for like 2 or 3 weeks straight. Because we had took them to this place where they grill everything and they bring it to your table. And at first he was all weary about eating it. And then after he was smelling, he's like, man, that smells good. Let me taste a piece. Then that one piece turned to him eating the whole T-bone. So the food quality, you're not going to have problems. It'll probably be equal, if not better, to some of the stuff you get in the Philippines. It's the 4-bedroom, 4-bath properties that don't make sense to me. I think developers in Zambia are not taking time to do their research, which is a shame. So with that, Amanda, it's not it's the developers. It's really just individual people building here. There's not like they don't have the developers like the UK or the US, which is one of the things I love about it here. And the reason why I say that is because it gives you opportunity. Like none of these industries are monopolized yet. And so even what I'm doing now, this is why I'm taking my time building. I'm building a company, registering a legal company here in Zambia for each step of the way. So like I've just registered the name for the land clearing company, which will be my land clearing company on every piece of land that I own and every piece of property that I'm going to develop. Then I also created the foundation company. that company will be hiring all the people to do all the foundation work for every piece of land that I own. And all I'm really doing is creating a system for a development company. And it's going to be just the first tiny home development company that's registered within Zambia. And so it's a headache for the people who don't want to put that energy into it. But if you're for the challenge or you like that challenge, like there's so much here, the opportunity. Like this is the wild, wild west. It's like you can literally go buy some land and you may be walking on gold every single step you take. It's a lot of opportunities here, and the country is huge. Zambia is bigger than Texas, so Zambia is a. I'll try to follow Dr. Schumer's. If you want to know about medicinal mushrooms, that's my person that I go to right there. Yeah, the fruit is fresh. You can get fresh pomegranates off the trees. Let me see what I had some. I have even the ground nuts I have in my house. I have like 2 big buckets of ground nuts. I think it was like 50 kg. Those are ground nuts from my farm. So like the ground nuts I'm eating every morning come from my farm, and I'm turning that into some peanut butter pretty soon. And then I was growing my own pumpkin leaves. So like I was eating my own pumpkin leaves. They call it chihuahua. I think something like that, chihuahua. And I was eating that. It's a very farming agriculture community. Really good place. And the fruit in the food is very fresh. Amanda, for transportation, I average anywhere from 200 to 400 USD a month. And that is very high. Let me tell you, it is literally cheaper for me to go buy a car. But I don't even want to buy well, let me rephrase that. I'm not buying a personal car yet. The car that I'm going to get within the next few months, I'm going to actually put that on Yango. So that'll start earning me about 6,000 to 8,000 kwacha a month, or that'll bring in about 200 to 300 US dollars a month. And so then that'll be, but then that's just going into a bank account, my savings account, without me spending it. And so after the year is over, I'll just be purchasing another car to put on Yango. So after I have 3 to 5 cars on Yango earning me cash, then I'll buy a personal car. So then that way I'm not just investing in a liability. I want to make sure I'm investing in assets first. So I'm really trying to be very mindful of how I'm doing this, because this is an opportunity that I've been praying for since I left the US. I said, as soon as I find a country where I can get entrance, it's safe, and I can actually legally do business and be able to earn money, no tax evasion, no nonsense, I was going to go all in and do it. And so that's what I'm doing now. It's literally taking my time, going step by step, not missing anything, following the procedures to the T. Even here, like, let me see, where's my application? Where are you? Like here. Here's my application to do a minerals permit, to where I can legally move gold, emeralds, diamonds, copper, anything out of the country. I just have to fill that out and go pay for it. But like, that's what I'm doing. Like everything I'm doing here is about creating an asset and trying to really limit my liabilities. So that's what my big focus is. And that's why I'm explaining to people exactly how to get here legally, because if you can do this stuff legally, and especially if you're coming with USD or euros or pounds, why not create just a generational wealth for yourself? But you have to watch out for scammers. Let me explain. Sometimes you have a heart for people around you, but you can easily fall into a scam. Oh, with that, Steve, I don't have a heart for people. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm here business minded. I don't care about people looking like me. I don't care about, oh, my brother, oh, I'm hungry. Get your butt to work. And I learned that from Panama. Because people will, if you come to these countries with your heart out, people are going to use you. They're going to drain you dry. They're going to just see you as a money cow, and they're going to try to milk you clean. And you're very right on that. And this is why I try to explain to people, don't come here with your heart on your sleeve. Come here thinking logically, and also ask yourself, before I do something for you, what the hell are you doing for me? And that sounds horrible hearing it, but you have to come with that energy. Because like I explained to a white friend of mine in the US, I was like, look, man, because he was like, man, is it safe for me to come here? I was like, bro, me and you both are white people here. We have the same accent. You're a Mzungu, I'm a Mzungu. We're no different. I was like, nothing's changing here. I was like, with that attitude, and I was telling him, I was like, with that understanding, not attitude, with that understanding, you have to understand everything is business. Quid pro quo. Like, if you want something from me, what are you giving me? Like, I'm not trying to take advantage of you, so don't try to take advantage of me. And the lesson I learned was in Panama, because when I went there, you know, people are struggling. There's people struggling around the world. Like, at the end of the day, we have our issues in America. There are some things that we are blessed with if you put yourself in the right opportunities. There are people living in America that are in worse, dire situations than other people around the world. But it's our choice to put ourselves in certain opportunities. And those of us who make the right choices, we are blessed to be where we are. But at the same time, like, you don't owe nobody anything. Just because you were born in a dollar earning, euro earning, pound earning country, that's not your problem. It's not like you was like, okay, you know what, God, let me get these people here. I want them to be, my parents to be making this much money so they can put me in this type of. We didn't have that choice. And so the sacrifices you made to get where you are in life, you don't owe anybody. I'm sorry for that. You don't owe anybody an explanation for that, because I guarantee you, if they had the same opportunities and were in the same position to make the sacrifices you made, they wouldn't have chosen. It's just true. Like I tell people, I'm like, would you have gone to war to be where I'm at right now? Would you be willing to put screws in your spine? Would you be willing to be in pain every single day of your life? And everybody tells me no. And I'm like, exactly. So I don't have sympathy. Like, I'm not here. You can't shame me for the amount of money that I have. I bust my ass off and earned it. I literally gave up my S1, S2, L4, L5 spine to be where I'm at now. It comes with its things. Like, everything isn't rainbows and gold roads, but some things are easier than others. I can admit that. Financially, I'm in a better place than most people, but I make that sacrifice for it. And so, like, anyone coming here, I tell them, like, you sacrifice to get where you're at. You don't owe anybody anything. So don't come leading, because people will rip you out. And back to the story in Panama, there was a family there. And one day they came and they was trying to sell their cell phone. And, you know, look, cell phones is a dire need in today's society. It's your way to communicate with your family. If you need to communicate with emergency services, most people have a cell phone and not even a home phone anymore. So a cell phone is something that's very dire. And they was like, oh, you know, and they were saying it in Spanish, but I'm just saying it in English. Like, oh, I'm just trying to sell my cell phone to get a little bit of money. I was like, dude, you ain't got to sell a cell phone. Like, here's $20, man. Like, just go use it, get some food for your family. Then 2 weeks later, knocking at the door. Oh, and then my wife answered at the time, Cece at the time, while she was living. And she was like, oh, they're asking for a little bit of money for food or something. So I gave them like $10 or something. Then he came back and like 2 more weeks later. And then she was like, damn, is this becoming normal? And I was like, and then I even started thinking, I'm like, all right, now you just being a little lazy. I'm like, you could at least be bringing me some fruit or something. But I gave him like another $20 or something. Then he came back again. And now, mind you, this was my wife at the time while she was still living. And us talking, she's like, shit, he need to be bringing your wife over. You need to be sleeping with her if you're going to be taking care of his family. Now, mind you, this is a woman saying this. Like, that is how people are going to do. Like, some people will try to bleed you dry like you owe them something. I'm talking about grown men. You have more grown men overseas that's going to be begging you than women. So, I don't know why, but sometimes women are more humble. Even since I've been on the continent, grown men, oh, I need a beer. Take your ass to work. Oh, I'm hungry. I don't care. Go eat something. If you're that hungry, go steal it. But I can tell you this, like you ain't that hungry if you got the energy to beg. And people don't understand. They're like, oh, you just saying it because you're from America. I'm like, no, I'm saying that because I bust my ass to get where I'm at. I went to war. I ran from bombs. I remember what it like getting shot at. I remember what it felt like not knowing if I'm going to survive the night. I don't owe you anything. Go be a man and go figure it out. You're not in a war zone right now. Get off your ass and go to work. And that's what I tell them. Even at East Park Mall, there's a guy in ShortBrite that worked there. Every time I see him, like, oh, I'm hungry. I'm like, go fix your ass something to eat. You work in a grocery store. I worked in a grocery store growing up. You didn't think I didn't go sneak in the freezer and go eat some food? Like if I was hungry back when I was working at Sack and Save in Redbird, Texas, out there, if I was hungry, I'll go sneak in the freezer and go eat some fruit. And you gonna tell me as a grown man, you can't think of doing the same thing? Miss me with that. But I guarantee these same people that are asking you for these things, they have the ability to find the money to drink or go chase after women. So like, I don't come here with like this heart on my sleeves. Like, I know my videos show me as like, man, Jason's a really good person, but I don't play that shit. I do not play it. And I'll show you right here, right now. This is my charity project. I'm sorry. This is my charity project for the continent. You see these? If you know what they are, let me know in the comments. Because you're probably going to be shocked. Like, why would a dude even have this as a charity project? So when I was in Botswana, a very close friend of mine that I met there, she told me how some of the girls in the villages, they have to use socks as sanitary pads because to be able to transport goods throughout the countries, it's expensive. And some places are just not as easily accessible as others. So getting sanitary pads is really difficult in some areas. So what I've been doing here in Zambia, I've been purchasing. I get these custom made for me, not for me, but for the young ladies. And these are reusable, washable sanitary pads. This is my charity project. This is where I put my heart on my sleeve for the young girls. I don't want to be living in countries where young women have to use socks and risk infections for sanitary pads. That is something that I care about. That is where I put my heart on my sleeve. A grown man hungry or somebody complaining and about their life choices, I don't care about those. And even with these, like now I'm at, I think 200 or 300. I have another 100 to 200 that are coming. Once I get to about 500, I'm going to go drop those off in Botswana to give those to the village out there. And then I'm also working on some connections here to be able to drop them off for women in the penitentiary system, and also to different orphanages and schools for young girls. That's my charity there. I pay for all of this out of my pocket. I don't ask for money from it. I don't do donations from it. This is my personal project, something from my heart, because I feel like Cece, she would have been head in on this. And so that's what I do. But that's as far as my charity goes for right now. And I'm so grateful for the lady who makes them. Yes, Zam. Starlink is available in Kitwe. It's available everywhere now for the entire Zambia. But Kitwe has always been open. Yeah, Dr. Schumer's, there's adults that just take advantages. They'll take advantage. It's ridiculous. Even in Botswana, I went to a lodge. The guy overcharged me. I was like, whatever, man. He overcharged me like an extra $10. And then still had the audacity to come to me and be like, oh, could you get me a beer, brother? I was like, hell no, I don't drink. And I was like, if you was my brother, you would know not to ask me something stupid like that. You know, it's like you just didn't get almost $150 in your pocket for one night, and they will still beg you. And the reason why I'm explaining that is because a lot of the people that are going to be coming to you with these sob stories, it's not true. It's not like they're sitting there broke. They just want to use you. And that's that whole Mzungu thing. And it just is what it is. And it's not the entire population. It's just a small select few people. And you just can't have sympathy for it. Or you will be catching yourself getting scammed a lot. I've been hearing some horror stories now, some new people that's been coming here, and they're getting scammed out of a lot of money. Like Toella, she might know this, and Zam. Supposedly one person, they pay for a foundation, 15,000 US dollars, I think is 300,000, 250,000 kwacha or something. There ain't no foundation. And was told, oh, this is for materials. That is a fucking lie. Excuse my language, because I know I have kids watching. Excuse me, but that is a lie. It does not cost that much money to do a foundation or buy materials in this country. That is a lie. And that person, he rather sitting back like, oh, my brother's, he drinking with him. I don't drink. Business is business. And that's just what that is. Oh, thank you, Toella. Thank you. Yeah, this is my pet project here. Like I have a whole suitcase in the back there. The only thing that reason why I haven't given these ones out is because I don't know if I'm bougie or I'm just a perfectionist. I'm trying to find the right packaging to put it in. Like I want it to be nice. I want the ladies and the young girls to really feel special when they get it. Like I want it to be something that's appreciated. And also the lady who makes them for me, I'm having her make multiple sizes. So in case any of the women have heavier flows, things of that nature. So I'm really trying to be very considerate of who it's going to help, because I want it to truly be able to help people. And I want everyone to be able to get at least 7. So, that way they're not just feeling like they're watching them all the time. But they work good. I've had a few people testing them out and they've been giving me reviews. They've been working well for well over, I think, 5 months now. And each pad is good for a year and a half. So I feel like once I have enough in, I'm going to do that. And then I can create a rotation or a calendar to where I can be swinging back through and be like, okay, here's the next, here's the next, here's the next. Yes, they use pads here, which is a lot better. Tampons are not that. You got to be careful with some of this stuff. I didn't learn this until I was married. By being married, this is how I learned a lot of this stuff. A lot of these sanitary things for women, they're not safe. Even here, a lot of these things have perfumes, fragrances. A lot of this stuff is not safe at all. This is all natural ingredients, cotton fiber. These parts here are coming from Chitenge fabrics. So I purchased a bunch of Chitenge fabrics. And then the pad itself has like some kind of protective layer on the inside. The lady who makes them explained them to me, but some of that stuff go over my head. I was like, hey, can you ensure me that there's no fragrances, no perfumes on it, to try to reduce any allergy responses? And then how long do they last? And she told me a year and a half. So that's as much as I know right there. Once we go into the more details, Jason's lost. Let me know in the comments, how is the picture quality, the audio? Is it giving a solid picture or is it in up? Because I'm not able to watch on the computer, because then it's for me it's buffering a little because I'm on the same network. But let me know if you don't mind. Sorry about that. I got to make sure I drink water. Whenever I'm cold, I quit drinking water, which is one of the problems. I'm having even more back issues because now the muscles and everything from the dehydration is starting to tighten up. Okay, thank you. Audio and pick is good. Pick quality is perfect. Okay, this is prime example. The Starlink works. I'm really happy to hear that. I've just uploaded a 2K video today. I'm probably going to release it Wednesday or Thursday. Um, and it took like 30 minutes to upload it, which was amazing. I've been struggling. And you don't know how much data I've been paying for through Airtel. Like sometimes when the network go down, like I can lose 5 to 10 gigabytes of data in like 30 minutes. And I'm like, bro, I didn't even use this. And here, yes, I purchased it in Zambia. I purchased it here at East Park Mall. This is one of the best purchases I've done next to buying land. But any other questions, let me know. Like this was just an impromptu live. Wanted to just hop on here. I have to start by getting into the live streaming. If you get into any type of content creation, please hear me on this. Don't take breaks. Don't stop. Keep everything going. Oh, okay, your old neighbors tell you about it? Yeah, Starlink is good, bro. There is a Chinese version that should be releasing by the end of the year, I think. As soon as I'm able to purchase it and know that it's good for Zambia, I plan on purchasing it. I have a feeling they're going to be a lot better than the Starlink. It's easier to improve on what's already in place. And I'll let you know exactly. Shoot, if I could send you one in the US, I will. Oh, that's great news, Zam. Which vegetables are you selling? Oh, you are growing, I mean. Did you get it in Copper Belt next to your wife's family? If you can hear this this music playing, let me know and I'll cut it off. It's just a YouTube video playing. T Pendle, I like listening to watching his reaction videos sometimes. But sometimes he get a little out of hand. Yeah, Starlink's a game changer. Starlink, it gets my seal of approval. I'm impressed. Even when I go to, I need to just test it in 2 places. I want to test it out of the country just to make sure how they told me with the roaming, I can still roam with it as long as I'm not 90 days from my home. And then I want to check it out in the village. So when I go look at I can't say that. When I go look at some property in the village, there's some information I'm not disclosing yet. Once I go look at some property in the village. Okay, appreciate that, Dr. Schroomers. Once I look at that property in the village, I want to take it with me, and I'm gonna be going back to Cashapp. Be going back there, and then if it works there, I don't know how much longer I'll be in the city, to be honest with you. Because there's land opportunities in the villages that are way better than what you can get here in the city. And I don't mind living a rural life. It doesn't bother me. I'm kind of at a point where I kind of rather just be able to just farm my own land and do my own thing full time. It just be free exercise, to be honest. Yes, internet is expensive in Africa. It is very expensive. Oh, 90 days from home is so like because you're setting up with residential, you can move with your Starlink because it can still hit the satellites all around the world. But they say if you're gone longer than 90 days, they want you to go to their global roaming plan. So like I pay 800 kwacha. I think that's like $35. Let me tell you what the exact price is. Oh, I was right on the money. 35 kwacha. 35 kwacha a month is for the residential light. And that's with me being able to leave my home with the satellite and still get reception wherever I'm at. But if I go to global, let me see, I think it was like $400 US a month. So that's the problem with that. I don't want to be paying $400. Maybe one day when YouTube is earning me like $400 or $500 a month, I wouldn't mind doing it because then it's not me paying for it; it's the content paying for it. But coming out of my pocket, that $400 a month, that's enough bricks for 1 month. That's enough brick for a small, tiny home. Like, that's how I look at everything now. Everything is, I weigh it on how many bricks can I buy to build a home? Okay, better quality. I appreciate that. That sounds like heaven. Being able to farm your own food is a blessing. It really is, Amanda. That's one of the beautiful things about here, man. There's so much land available. It's so much opportunities. You can grow tobacco here. That's one of the other things I'm looking into getting into, have my own tobacco leaves. And this is just my ignorance, but I want to have my own blunt wrappers so I could be selling those in the US. In South Africa, have my own cigar line in South Africa. Have like a Zambezi cigar, things of that nature. And it exists here. And it's not as expensive if you budget and finance, good with your finances. Okay, I'm so glad. I'm glad the video qualities are better. Like, that has really been bothering, not having good videos, the quality of it. Because I don't know if you've noticed, like, I'm not that type of person where I put a lot of energy into making all the little funny things in the videos or doing all the super editing. I don't think everybody likes that. I think there's a lot of us out there that just want the information. We don't need all the fluff in the information, just the information. And so that's why I've been working on improving the quality of the videos. And this is why I've been investing in other tech also to help with that. No, you know what's funny, Amanda? I am a numbers guy. I got it from my grandmother, actually. Growing up as a kid, I used to have to count money for my grandmother sometimes to make sure it was correct. And I saw how people would try to rip her off. So as a kid, I told myself, if I don't learn anything, I want to know my numbers. Because if someone else is counting my money for me, I have no proof that they're giving me the right amount. And so, like, for me, that's something that stuck with me as a little kid. Even when I used to have to go through her food stamp booklet, ripping off the booklets, that old school food stamp booklet, you ripping them off and you go to the grocery store. So those things always stuck with me as a kid. But the funny thing is, I'm actually an analyst. So my military profession was geospatial imagery analyst. And all that is, I would look at satellite pictures of different areas, analyze what's there, figure out what it is. And, some other things I can't talk about. But like, even to this day, it taught me how to think outside of the box. It taught me how to think outside of the box. And excuse me 1 second. Okay. I had got a message in. And so with thinking outside of the box, as I've been coming from country to country over these 10 years, I've been just analyzing data, analyzing what's good, what's not. And so since I've been here in Undercover Accountant, I should make a whole AI series called Undercover Accountant. But I am a numbers guy. I'm actually even thinking about going back to school here to get my degree in psychology. What do you think about a pig farm and profit potential, and how much land required for a small scaling farming? Great question, Zam. So pig farming is really good. And I'm gonna give you the exact same information that was given to me, because I do not believe in gatekeeping. I believe in collaboration, not competition. So pig farming here, I would do in the Copper Belt. The reason why I was saying the Copper Belt, you can make more money smoking the pig and actually selling it in the DRC. Pork is something that they eat a lot there, and they do not have many pig farms there. So people here in Zambia do make money pig farming inside DRC. As far as required land for small scale farming venture, on 1 acre, you could do a lot, because here they understand community gardening. You could do a lot on 1 acre. You don't need a large amount of land. Even on the 20 hectares that I have near Malawi, I'm not farming much on there. I'm only farming 1 acre. 1 hectare, so 2.2 acres. And that's still way more than I can really do with my capacity right now, with not being on the land, not overseeing. Like, you don't need a lot. On the ground nuts, I think we planted on 10 meters by 15 meters, and I had over 100 kilograms of ground nuts that came in from this last crop. So you can do a lot from it. The profit potential for pig farming is huge. What just happened? Oops, hold on 1 second. Oh, I thought low shedding hit, but no, that was me. The profit potential for pig farming is really huge. I would recommend, and this is what I was recommended to do, if you're going to buy your pigs, try to get the pigs already pregnant. So that way you're getting at least 3 to maybe 6 piglets that is coming with it. One pregnant pig should cost you anywhere from about 6,000 to 10,000 kwacha, depending on where you got getting it from in the breed. And also look into chicken farming, fish farming, and goat farming. All of those are very profitable here. Goat meat you can sell it to other countries. You can sell it international. I know a few goat farmers in Botswana, and they sell theirs to, was it Germany? No, Canada. I'm sorry. They sell their goat meat to Canada. And the company in Canada actually even have a plane that comes out to get it. They have beef that goes out. So there's a lot of money there with shipping international. And it's not that expensive. Goat, my strategy, if I was doing goat farming, I would buy the little, man, what they call baby goats. Are they billies? I can't remember. But so like here, if you go to the goat auction in Lusaka, the little baby goats, they just kick them around. They don't even want them. So you can give them like 100 kwacha per baby goat. And you can just go and raise those. Like, it's this weirdest thing to me. I'm like, where do you think the big goats come from? They come from the babies. So the babies, you should want to take care of them. But it's a little bit of a backwards thinking to me. So I guess because they're like, oh, it's not ready for meat. So they don't see the potential in it. And so they kind of literally just to the curve. And so like there's money in that. There's money in pig farming, chicken farming. If you do village chickens, those do really great. Egg layers is always going to be a good business out here. Yes, goat meat do take a more of a time. Pig meat is faster, I think. I think it's what, a year and a half turnaround on pigs to start getting it into to where it can make money for you. Cattle farming here, I know you can get a cow for about 6,000 to 8,000 kwacha, depending on where you're at. Maybe cheaper in some other areas. And that's profitable too. Any type of farming is profitable here. Soybeans, ground nuts, tobacco is very profitable here if you know what you're doing, especially if you can grow high grade tobacco. You will make a lot of money off of that. Sunflowers is good. I'm thinking about doing sunflower seeds, sunflowers for next growing season. And it's just gonna, offset my cost for actual personal oil. So even right now, a lot of the farming that I have going on is just to offset personal cost. Like, I'm sitting on so much ground nuts right now. I'm gonna see if a couple of my buddies here if they want some, because I don't even know if I can eat them all and before they start going bad. But I do plan on making a good amount of them into peanut butter. Undercover accountant, I like that one, man. Bro, I cannot wait till you get out here, Dr. Shrooms. I'm telling you, y'all gonna love it, man. Now, I know Louis, if he get to run out here on in just some wild land, he ain't going back to the US. I knocked that out. Excuse me 1 second. If Daniel's still on here, one thing to watch, Daniel, with even though the USD is decreasing in its value, look at crypto. Crypto is going up. Once you start seeing crypto drop again real high, the US dollar should skyrocket up. That's another one of those little tickers to watch with the USD. So like right now too, I do a dollar cost average of 50 US dollars a month that I just spread across my crypto portfolio, just buying little pieces and chunks at a time. Especially right now as the dollar's going down, crypto's getting more expensive. But then when crypto drops down again and the dollar increases, it'll still be earning money. And that's just a catch to, not a catch, but like an understanding of the things behind the scenes when you leave your home country because you're not able to make your home currency money. You have to find ways to create your money, turn your money into an asset. Money just sitting in the bank becomes a liability through deflation. So you have to figure out how to turn your money into an asset. I buy my crypto from Robinhood right now. They're the only one I use right now just because they're publicly traded. Let's say like if my Shiba, I have 1 million Shiba coins. If Shiba hit 50 cents, I'm selling. I'm selling half of it right off the top. That'll be 500,000 USD. And then I'm gonna pay taxes on it. So I don't have to worry about the tax. I'm not trying to do any tax evasion or anything like that. The taxes will go right out there as I cash it out. No issues. But also you can use third parties. Just be careful. Like I have 11 billion in Ucoins sitting in Jack's wallet. And I'm sure there's a way to get it out. I just haven't figured it out. And I haven't even really put the energy in. Because when I first bought those coins, I think I paid $50. Like it was at dirt cheap prices. And I just had a feeling it would go up. But like you do have to be careful with buying crypto. Let me just put that caveat out there. I love Australian grain-fed beef, but I'm concerned about grass-fed in Zambia. The taste and fat content is not the same. I don't know about Australian grain-fed, but the grass-fed here, it's natural. Also here, I know you've been here, right, Zam? You're not seeing a lot of the health-related issues of people eating meat here like you do in the U.S. and other parts of the world. So I do think it's a lot healthier here. And plus also their cows just walk around. Like they don't, even though they be on farms, that farm may be 10 hectares or 22 acres of the cows just walking around. I remember in Botswana, the cows used to come by the house I was staying at every day and they would just walk around, walk in the street, and then they'll go back home at night. So I don't think you have to be that concerned about the grass fed. And the crops where they use insecticides, fertilizers, and things like that, they don't let the animals graze on that. I will say that. I don't know how they do it here. They're really good at where farming is being farmed. There's no animals going on it. There's none of those issues. Like even if you wanted to buy chicken manure or cow manure, they don't even sell it where the animals are. You'll be on a whole different other part of the place. Like here on Great East Road, if you're going to the Chongwei, going to Chongwei past the checkpoint, right before the checkpoint, they have chicken feed. There's chicken manure that they sell on Leopards Hill Road, where Leopards Hill Road and Twin Palms Road meet up. But you don't see chickens. You don't see the animals anywhere near. So they do a good job of keeping things very separated. Even the goats here, like there's a goat person with a plot right up the street from me. I think I've showed it on one of my walk videos, but they have goats there, and the goats just feed off the grass. If the grass isn't like during the drought last year, if it wasn't that good, the neighbors just let the goats come over there and just eat up all the overgrowth of grass, and so people work together here. That's one of the things I like about this being an agricultural country. Is no craziness. Like even with let me see, even with some land that I know of in the village, there's people farming on that land now, and it's been worked with that. It's been worked with the farmers that, hey, just finish your crops this season. Then once you're able to get all your crops off, we're going to fence up the land and then start construction. So it's not much issues. Let me listen to this voice message real quick. Excuse me 1 second. But if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay, I got a question for y'all. Everyone that's listening, I have a question. And let me know what you think. Because I've been very open on talking about my marriage, CC passing, how we built our marriage, the counseling, all the things that we were doing. I was on a live this morning on TikTok. And so I just chimed in because it was almost going to an argument of men versus women type thing, which is ridiculous. And I just shared with them some personal stories and some of the things that helped me with my marriage and how I was able to have a successful marriage until my wife passed away in my arms. And so one of the people on there was like, dude, you need to just start writing books and you need to just start writing it so we can understand this stuff and learn it. Should I start doing that? Like, because my thing is like, I don't want people to think like I'm trying to be some relationship expert or some relationship guru. The things that I care about and I'm passionate about are the things that I care about and I'm passionate about. I feel like relationship is one of the things we all strive for, but we're not taught how to be in a relationship because one of the things is if you're in a successful marriage, it's a consistent growth process. Like you're always putting your energy into the marriage. And now that I'm not in a marriage, it's a little bit easier for me to just talk about the things. Now, even though the things that from my marriage I use in my dating experience to make sure that I'm not dealing with nonsense and stuff like that. But like, that's my buddy. I was just listening to the message. He was telling me like, dude, you really need to write a book and you need to just start being really helping people. Because he was like, you helped a lot of not only the men and the women on the live, but even the married men and women were starting to think at things differently. Because he was like, people are culturally taught about marriage, but they're not taught about what does it look like after you get married? How do you keep it going? And so, I don't know who those people. It's a lot of people just walking around lately. And so, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing it. I'm thinking about it because I don't mind doing it. Like I like seeing happy, healthy relationships, but I feel like a lot of people are not in happy, healthy relationships. And a lot of us just don't know how to do it. How expensive is electricity? Amanda, I pay 300 kwacha a month now for electricity. Let me see. How much is 300 kwacha? I pay $13 a month in electricity. $13 a month. with for electricity. With the load shedding, I might go through 200 units or maybe a 200 quattro worth. But I'll be honest with you, I haven't even thought about an electric bill. Not once have I thought about an electric bill since I've been here. Even before the load shedding started, I wasn't spending over 300 quattro a month for electricity. Yeah. So like electricity is very affordable here. And this is one of the reasons why. Let me see if I can show it to you. Oh, there we go. If you can see this little miner here, let me show it to you. This is a little lottery Bitcoin miner. So what this does, it can, right now it's doing 420, so funny, 420 gigahertz processing. And so what it's doing is trying to mine a blockchain. If or when it mines a blockchain, I will get 3.14 or 3.124 Bitcoin, or well over 300,000 US dollars. And so for that, like I have this going as long as there's electricity. It doesn't even hit a dent in my electric. Because like here, electricity is so cheap. One of the things I've been telling the guys here, the other guys that live here, if you're going to be living here full time, you might as well get some of these little miners, even some of the big ones. And if you can get one Bitcoin mined, you're winning because electricity is so cheap here. Even a British company moved here. People thought I was crazy when I first explained this concept. Then a buddy of mine who lives here, he sent me the publishing. He's like, dude, you was on this something. And this is the whole thing about me being an analyst. I look outside of the box. There's a couple of British companies. They got a bunch of land from some chiefs. They're probably earning maybe 10 to 20 Bitcoins a month. They gave them so much land and it was so inexpensive for them to do it. They moved all their mining operations here for Bitcoin, and they're doing it that way. And they're making good money. Those guys are not angry at all. And the country don't even know I don't even think the country or the government even have an understanding of how much profit is there. And this is another one of the things that eventually, as I build more connections here, I want to pitch the Minister of Finance things like this, because these are things that can be boosting the country very easily overnight. Cars are more expensive than a house in Kitway. Oh, I believe it. Kitway isn't that it. Lusaka is the only place that's really over expensive. Well, Lusaka and Livingston. Minus those two places, Zambia is not very expensive at all. Very affordable living, very, in my opinion, a great quality of life. But the thing that matters the most to me about here is the opportunities and the morality. So what I mean by morality, like, they have their nonsense that goes on, the too much drinking, the stuff like any other Christian nation. But like porn is illegal here. So you don't see all that pornographic material, things like that. You don't see too many people provocatively dressed. Every once in a while, you'll see some nonsense. Like one day I was in East Park Mall. And usually that's where you're going to see it, around East Park, because college is there. But it was a young lady and she had her butt cheeks out. And I was just like, that looks really nasty. But the guy she was with, it was a foreigner. Hey, he was happy with it. So if he's happy, why should I complain? It just wasn't my thing personally, and not what I would be walking around with. But other than that, you don't see too much nonsense here. Every once in a while, you'll see some drunk fool. Most of your nonsense is going to be if you go into town. If you're a foreigner, you're probably never going into town. I'll be honest with you. I move around areas where the average person isn't going to go. But like, I'm a deal bargain hunter. So instead of buying stuff from malls, I usually go to town and find the sources and get it about 40 to 50% cheaper. But that's just how I am. I'm a frugal person. So I guess I do have that undercover accountant in me, but I'm a very frugal person. That way I can see if somebody walk by. Somebody take my Starlink, man. I'm gonna have to hurt them. But yeah, I'm a very frugal person. So like I go and hunt for the deals. No, Steve, there's too many local languages. Here in Zambia, there's 72 languages. There's 72 tribes. So I'm assuming each tribe have their own language. Um, Lusaka is dominated by Nyanja, and then there's a lot of Bemba speakers here also. Copperbelt is dominated by Bemba. Eastern province, some regions are dominated by Tambuka, and then a couple of other languages. It's a lot. It's a lot. But the thing is, unless you go to a very, very rural village and you're talking to people who only grew up in that village, you're going to find English speakers no matter where you go. English is very prevalent here. Very good English. A lot of people have private schooling English. You will be shocked how well their English is. And it's sad because if they didn't have all of these electricity issues, this should be the call center region of the world. Yes. You see how Zam said his wife is Bimba. They are very conservative people. I like a conservative life personally. If you're more of a liberal person, you might not like it here. But if you're a conservative person, it's going to be right up your alley. The only things that I don't really like here, but I do like at the same time, is not much extracurricular activities outside of drinking. But the businessman inside of me just means like, oh, that's a avenue for me to create a business. So it's one of those type of things. That's why I say it's like the Wild Wild West. Like it's plenty of opportunities and plenty of things that you can do. And like there's good people here, man. There are really good people. You got your few cracked eggs here that want that Western life or have that Western mentality for no reason. But the far majority of the people here are really good, really nice and sweet people. And I'll be honest with you, if someone's lying to you, you're going to know right up front. You just keep talking to them long enough, you're going to know if they're a liar or not. They're not good at it. It's not programmed in them. That's not who they are. And that's for majority of this southern region. And if other people find out someone's ripping you off, the locals will get mad because it's disrespectful. They have their motto, which is "One Zambia, One Nation." That it means something. Like you have your bad people here, and usually that's going to be dealing in certain sectors like gold, real estate. If you're looking for like an agent to find your house and stuff, it's because those things are just not. They're not registered businesses, and also they're not. What's the word I'm looking for? There's no real protocols in place. So that's why I say, like, if you're coming here and you're creating legal businesses around it, you'll end up finding yourself cornering a whole market and you didn't even mean to. No, the men are horrible at lying here. The men are horrible liars here. They can't lie to say their life. They're horrible liars. Yeah. See what Zam's saying? Like, if you find one that drink, they drink. If you find some that don't, they don't. It's a very mixed. There's a lot of 7-day Adventists here, Jehovah Witness, even holidays. They don't. The way they celebrate holidays, they're in the house with the family. They'll cook food and stuff like that. Like it's a very, how would you say? It's a very close community, I guess. So like for me coming from Colombia, I was starting to love Christmas because Christmas in Colombia is the best in the world. Colombia has all of this, and I'm talking about Colombia in South America. I was in Medellin 3 years. Colombia has all of this negative stereotypes of drugs, the women, drugging. But if you stay away from that stuff, you're not going to be bothered. Even me, like I don't do drugs, I don't drink. I was drinking a little bit while I was in Colombia, but that was like maybe once every 3 to 6 months. Like I would literally have like one drink. And even for me, like I was offered cocaine a lot. Like people like, hey, you want some? Hey, you want something? Like, no, I don't do that. They're like, oh, okay, no problem. Like, that's it. Like, you would think about what you see on some of these YouTube videos, stuff like that. They'd be trying to force you down and make you do drugs. They don't do that there. Colombia is a very good country. It's only the problem with Colombia right now is the wrong type of guys are going there with the wrong mindset and it's getting themselves in trouble. But like Zambia, after going to a place like Colombia, like coming to Zambia, it's almost like you living in the Old Testament here. Like you ain't really, people ain't doing stuff like that. You're gonna probably get as a foreigner, you probably gonna get more annoyed at people, everybody inviting you to go to church. It's like, dude, every church can't be my church home. But that's really about it. But it's a real good place, man. Good people. Like I say, the few little bad apples here, don't let it spoil the bunch for you. Even people from the village, they saw me and they be seeing me out here in Lusaka whenever they hear, they'll stop and say hi. It's really good people, really nice people. Cause they be shocked how humble of a life I live. Like when we went to go look at some land, when I went to go look at some land with some people, I wanted to stop and get a couple of snacks and some drinks. So I got enough for everybody. And they were just really shocked. Like, they was like, wow, he's a really humble guy. I'm like, we're going to look at land. Like, we finna be out for maybe a few hours. Like, we all could use some snacks or drinks to make sure we're good. And then when they find out how I eat, like I'm eating chikanda, rape, which is RAPE. It's the name of it, but it's a vegetable. It's like it's a cousin of kale. It's not as cruciferous as kale, but it's in that cousin. It's like if kale and pumpkin leaves had a baby. That's what it is and tastes like. And then like I be eating a lot of soya chunks, things of that nature. So they'd be like, man, this is a really humble dude. Like when they realize like, oh, you don't go out to eat every day, you're not doing this. They're like, what you like to do for fun? I'm like, yeah, I go see a movie every once in a while. That's about it. Other than that, like I don't live this extravagant lifestyle. And then when they find out I don't drink, I'm not in the clubs, they be really shocked. They be expecting me to be living this movie Hollywood lifestyle. And I'm like, guys, I didn't do that in America. Well, I'm gonna come do it now. My favorite meal is actually chikanda and chihuahua, the pumpkin leaves. I love it. Between that, my next favorite meal is rice and beans. I'm a simple dude. Like rice and beans and some cornbread, I can eat that every day. Every single day I can eat rice and beans and cornbread. I come from the South. I'm from Texas. I grew up simple. I grew up humble. Like I didn't grow up with the silver spoon in my mouth. Like I'm not ashamed of my roots and I'm not ashamed of who I am. So like now being cold, I've been making a lot of tomato soup. So I've been eating like a lot of tomato soup and saltine crackers. Today I've ate some rice with soya chunks and a corn salad. Like that's it. Yeah, I eat a lot of enshima too. I eat enshima about twice a week. Cause they be shocked. They be laughing at me when they see me eating it. They just be laughing at me. But like I get more upset here that when I do go out to eat, there's none of the traditional Zambian food. You have to go to a traditional Zambian restaurant to get the food. And I'm like, bro, like make me some enshima, throw some beans, some pumpkin leaves, give me a couple of pieces of chikanda or some soya chunks. I'm good. I remember one day some people were making fun of me because we went out to eat, and they was like, "You're paying 175 kwacha for some soya chunks?" Because we went to like a Japanese infusion place, and they had some soya chunks, and it was delicious. And I'm like, "Man, I'll pay this all day long." But yeah, I'm real simple, humble dude. I don't do too much. I know the lifestyle looks a little bit more extravagant through the lens of YouTube, but I don't live that crazy life. I've never really done all that crazy stuff. I've been blessed with my experiences in the military. It humbled me. It also made me understand the value of money. So, like in South Korea, when I was stationed there, that's where I saw a lot of the name brand jeans being made, name brand clothes. And I saw, the regular American prices like $100, stuff like that. And then I went to the warehouse and it's like 10 to 20 bucks. Then you just go outside of the warehouse next door. You ask Ajima to, I think I said it right, Ajima to just do a double stitch on there with the overlocking machine. You got a brand new pair of jeans, name brand, and you paid like $22. Even now, I have that same mentality. I go to town, I go to Kamwala South, I'll go buy me a pair of Jordans. He texts me whenever he have my size in, and I pay about $34 for a pair of Jordans knockoffs. I don't buy nothing original. Me, as far as I'm concerned, me and Michael Jordan, I'm not invested in him and his business. I respect what he did as an athlete, but that don't mean I owe him all that money for some shoes. Um, I'm pretty sure if my shoes rip or something like that, he's not gonna come buy me a new pair or send me a pair. So why should I have to pay all this extravagant fees for just shoes? Let me see. Why can't I see the cord? Sorry, I'm trying to see which one is that? I don't know why I can't see the cable, but at least I can see if somebody walked through. Yeah, Zambian food is very underrated. I enjoy it. I went to a cultural event this past Friday. I'm gonna be releasing some of that footage too, just to show you. I'm gonna do those in. I filmed them with the glasses, so I'm gonna do those as shorts. I've been wanting to put out a little bit more shorts for you, just to show you some of the things that they did there. Really cool event, but it had some Jaconda. Man, I tore that up. Jaconda was so good. I was so happy when they packed me a little bit on the side to take home. But got to meet some of the people at the school, really good people, man. And it was really interesting seeing the different cultural traditions. Even though it's 72 tribes, the way they did it at the school, they broke it down into the regions. And so they highlighted one tribe from each region. And it's just amazing some of the stuff that they do, the different respect things, and also how each region is completely different. Like the Eastern region, their dance that they did reminds you a lot of what the Zulus do in South Africa. No, I don't eat compenta because I don't eat any type of animal products. Yes, so these glasses talk to the internet. Actually, it's an AI built in. These are the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. These ones here, and it has the AI built in. So, like, I'll do, hey Meta, take a picture. So you saw the light just came on, so that's when it was taking a picture. And I'll just do it behind the scenes. Hey Meta, start recording. So you see the light is on right now. So right now, if you can see that, the little faint. So right now, Meta is recording, and I'll upload this to the shorts and let you see. I'll put it on TikTok too if you follow me there. But yeah, so this is what the glasses do. There has built-in speakers here, and I think it's one like somewhere over in here on these sides. The microphone is here. There's a microphone here by the nose. So you can't have too big of a nose or it will get in the way. These are the transition lenses, but I do have other lenses that I can pop in. They somewhere. I don't know where I put them. But they're real good. So far, I like them. It'll let you know when the glasses get low. If they get low, you just put them here in the case and they'll start charging up. And it'll just, so like if it was, the batteries were on 0, this will be red. So then you just see it stopped recording. And then also I can ask it questions. Hey Meta, what time is it in Lusaka, Zambia?
In Lusaka, Zambia, it is 5:41.
So it just told me it's 5:41 here. Hey Meta, When is the agricultural show in Lusaka, Zambia?
I'm unable to complete that request.
Okay, so
Use the search engine to access the latest information.
so that one it didn't know, so it just told me it was unable to complete the request. In the U.S., you can have it fully unlocked to where it can translate Spanish, French, English, and Italian. I believe is the fourth language. It can give you directions. They're really good glasses. I think they just released the Oakley Metas. Those are more of a sports one. You're able to cut it off on the inside here. There's a little button where you can cut it off. If you want to, there's a little shutter button here. If you can see it. So like I'm gonna press this button. So like there, it just took a picture. If I hold it for like 2 seconds, now it's recording. And then press it again and it'll knock off. Really good, man. I am really excited about these. I've been wanting to show you parts of town, but like I said earlier, like when it comes to walking around town with a camera, you're not going to see the genuine authenticness of town. Like people are going to be afraid that it's this weirdness with cameras in a lot of different places in the world. A lot of people don't understand. Some people just want to see how people living, but also like they're trying to see like, oh, could I live there? Could I be going there? Like there's a curiosity in the world now as the world is getting smaller through the internet. And video and camera is the thing that's going to help us because it's going to break down a lot of stereotypes, especially depending on what country you're living in or what part of the world you're in. There's a lot of negativity when it comes to certain regions. Like even when my mom came to visit, and it was funny because she was like in South Africa, she was like, where's all the starving kids they be showing us on TV? And I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen them since I've been here. But, for the people who can't see it with their own eyes coming here, being able to record these things, it'll really give you a different perspective of the country and really let you see how things are. And so that's why I ended up getting these. 'Cause I felt like that would be worth it. Good little investment. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good little investment, but it was worth it for the long term of the channel. And so the reason why I've been just wearing these is just to get accustomed to having something worn on my face. Because I'm not a person who needs glasses, so like I find myself being uncomfortable or I'm moving them up like this, or so I'm just trying to get used to just having them on there. So when I'm going through the market getting vegetables, then you can see where I go get my black seeds for my tea. You can just see a lot of the different things within the country that most people will never see of Zambia. And it's without showing or it's not doing creep camming or trying to record women. It's like just showing you my experience firsthand of how I'm interacting with people and stuff like that. Other day I was at the mall seeing if I can get replacement glasses. They able to do them here since they do sell Ray-Ban glasses. Replacement lenses, I'm sorry. And the Indian guy, he was like, wait, is that a camera? So I told him, I was like, here, put them on. I let him try it out. He was like, man, this is cool. Like, can you get me a pair? He forgot all about trying to order me glasses just to get him a pair. But yeah, they real cool. And as long as people know you're not doing anything suspicious or crazy, no one's going to have a problem with you recording with it. I have more people getting in the way of the camera recording than being uncomfortable recording. One, because some of them know me, and two, a lot of people understand my intentions of the country, why I'm trying to market the country, and long term how I want to, see what can I do to help the country. Because the truth is, countries like this, the more people that come here, expats or repats that come here to open up businesses, be entrepreneurs, it's going to boost the country. Like it's only going to be a benefit for the country and for the people. One of the biggest misconceptions in the world is that you need big corporations to change your economy or your place. The fact is, you actually need entrepreneurs. You need small businesses. If you go back to what made America great in the beginning, it was small businesses, entrepreneurs. It was when they started bringing in immigrants, legal immigrants, who had skill sets, who had a little bit of money, who were able to invest in themselves. They were not only building up their family generational wealth, but they were actually building up the country also. And it's the same thing that is the potential here. Oh, hey, I appreciate that, Zam. I try my best, man. I really do. I try to be as transparent and as honest as possible. I do hold some things back, like even some business things I'm doing right now. I'm not talking about it because sometimes you need to move in secret. And then when you ready to talk about it, people need to just be like, man, where this come from? And that's it, man. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, in all honesty, it don't matter what sex you are, what race you are, the color of your skin, your religion. We all just want the right opportunities to be able to provide for ourselves and provide for our families if we have them. And that's one of the things that I see here in this southern region of Africa, especially in Zambia. Like, there's opportunities here, there's possibilities here. Like, the media isn't showing you all the Chinese and the Indians that are coming here to open up businesses. They're not talking about these things. Like, I've been researching, I'll just share this with you. Like, I've been researching many industrial equipment, mini excavators like those, like the John Deere's. We're going to have the tractor, the plow, all of that stuff on it. Been researching getting those from China to start my own little mini excavation or mini construction company using mini machines. Everything doesn't have to be built on or done through a huge, big level. And it's a lot cheaper using mini industrial machines. So that I just found some mini industrial borehole drillers. So then I can start doing wells for not only my property, but other expats' properties here, to where they're not paying too much money or getting ripped off. But also, once I'm able to do that, I can start taking some of this equipment to villages and going to chiefs and letting them know, like, what do you need? Do you need your roads clear? Do you need a clearer road to where it's easier for your people to get to the farms or get back to their lands? Like, do you need wells drilled so you don't have to go walk a kilometer just to fetch water? Like, these are the things that will really improvise and help a lot of people's lives throughout the rural areas. And once those rural areas are improved, then their level of thinking can upgrade. Because now, like, just imagine, like, you don't have to waste 2 hours fetching water. Now it may take you just 10, 15 minutes to go fetch water. That hour and 45 that you have left now, what can you do with it? That is such valuable gain, being able to gain that much amount of time in your day for something just as simple as someone bringing a mini borehole driller, because it's easier to get a mini borehole driller into your village than trying to get a big old truck, the big trucks, borehole drilling machine trucks that they use. Just little things like that. And that's why I encourage a lot of retired military, retired government to look into Zambia, because you can do a lot here. You can really not only change the life of yourself, but you have the ability to change the lives of so many people within this country by improving it. Like, just for example, this is how I'm able to fund this project myself of creating reusable sanitary pads for young women and young girls throughout the country. And this is a project that's going to be across 2 countries right now. Not something I was able to do financially in the US, but being able to come here, I have the privilege of being able to do it. And I'm very grateful for it. Oh man, I'm almost at 2 hours. I didn't plan on being out here that long. I thought this was going to be like a 30-minute just test video. I really wasn't expecting anybody to come on. To be honest with you, I appreciate you for coming on. I appreciate you talking to me. I appreciate you watching the videos. I really do, man. Like, for me, social media, this YouTube channel isn't a business thing. It's not about trying to get money out of people or rushing to monetization. it's really about providing information and the long-term goal of like 40, 50, 60, or 100 years from now when I'm no longer on this planet. This is something that somebody can come back and look into and be like, okay, this is how you do it. That's the purpose of this. It's to end this nonsense of gatekeeping and show you like there's so much opportunities out here for everybody. There's no point in trying to keep everything to just one person. And I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate you for hopping on here. Hey, appreciate that, Steve. I'm gonna start doing more lives now that I know the Starlink is working good. I'm gonna start doing some lives. I'm gonna fluctuate the times. I'm gonna try to do some early mornings to get more my American brothers and sisters, and do some more midday or in the nighttime, later in the evening, not nighttime, when my brothers and sisters on the continent are up and around and not working. So definitely be tuned for this. I'm gonna be creating a lot more content for you. Once I finish with this minerals permit, I'm going to walk you step by step to that. Still have to do my video. I'm going to walk you step by step on if you want to get your driver license here. I have completed that. I have my driver license. It was a process. Not bad, but it was a process like everything. So there's a lot of things that I will be. Okay, I need to get this door closed real quick. It's starting to get dark, so then the bugs are going to start coming in. But yeah, that's it. Just stay tuned for the channel. Like I say always, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. I will be getting to them. I'm going to start probably doing once a month, having just a segment where I'm going through a bunch of questions on the videos and just answering all the questions through a video format. But I know sometimes it's impossible or just real difficult to go through and read all the comments that come through. So that's another thing that I want to start doing. And if there's anything here that you want to see just or learn more about, just let me know. Like, this channel isn't just about me, it's about all of us. You have just as much input as I do. And I really appreciate you for watching. And just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.